Hello, wonderful people of the internet. Welcome back to our channel where we unravel the mysteries of our world, one video at a time. Today we're turning the pages of history and science to delve into a topic that's as fascinating as it is formidable: weapons of mass destruction. In this intricate dance of destruction, two partners stand out: biological and nuclear weapons. These are not just elements of science fiction or relics of the Cold War. They have shaped the course of history, influencing geopolitics and stirring fear in the hearts of nations. Their potential for devastation continues to pose significant threats to global security today. But what makes these weapons so powerful? And how do they stack against each other in terms of sheer destructive capability? So buckle up as we dive deep into the world of bio and nuke, the ultimate showdown of mass destruction weapons. Before our showdown begins, we need to understand what we're dealing with. Let's start with biological weapons, often seen as the silent killers. These are essentially microorganisms or toxins like bacteria, viruses, or fungi that are weaponized to cause disease or death. While historical instances of their use date back to the Middle Ages, their formal development into weapons of mass destruction began during the World Wars. The science behind biological weapons is a terrifying blend of biology and warfare. The organisms or toxins are typically spread through the air, water, or even food, infecting large populations rapidly. The effects can be devastating, causing widespread illness, death, and panic. And because they're often invisible and hard to detect, their impact can be far-reaching before they're even identified. On the other side of our showdown, we have nuclear weapons. These are the juggernauts of destruction, harnessing the power of atomic reactions to create devastatingly powerful explosions. The development of nuclear weapons marked a turning point in human history, beginning with the Manhattan Project during World War II. The science behind nuclear weapons revolves around nuclear fission or fusion. In a nutshell, these processes involve splitting or combining atomic nuclei to release massive amounts of energy. The effects of a nuclear detonation are immediate and catastrophic, resulting in an enormous explosion, intense heat, and lethal radiation. The aftermath can linger for years, causing long-term health effects and environmental damage. Both biological and nuclear weapons represent the dark side of scientific advancement, harnessing the power of nature for destructive purposes. Their potential for devastation is immense, and the repercussions of their use are far-reaching and long-lasting. Now that we've got the basics down, it's time to put these giants head-to-head and see how they stack up against each other. Welcome to the ultimate showdown: bio versus nukes. Who's got the upper hand? Let's dive in. On one side of the ring, we've got nuclear weapons. These powerhouses of destruction boast an immediate and overwhelming force. Unleashed, a single nuclear bomb can level cities, incinerate everything within its blast radius, and leave behind a lethal legacy of radiation. From the devastation of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II, we've seen the terrifying might of these weapons firsthand. However, their production is no walk in the park. It requires vast resources, advanced technology, and a team of skilled scientists. Plus, they're not exactly covert. Their production facilities and tests are hard to conceal, making them easy targets for preemptive strikes or international sanctions. On the other side, we've got biological weapons. These silent killers work in a vastly different way. Instead of a spectacular explosion, they spread death in a slow, insidious manner. They're invisible, odorless, and tasteless. You won't even know you're under attack until it's too late. The 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, believed to have been a natural occurrence, shows us the devastating potential of a widespread biological attack. Unlike nukes, biological weapons are relatively easy and cheap to produce. All you need is a small lab and the right knowledge. Plus, they can be easily concealed and transported, making them the perfect weapon for covert operations. But they're a double-edged sword. Once released, controlling them is virtually impossible. They can mutate, become more potent, and even come back to harm the perpetrators. Moreover, their long-term effects on the environment are less predictable than nuclear fallout. So, who's the winner here? Well, it's not that simple. Both weapons have their strengths and weaknesses. Both are devastatingly effective in their own right. The real question is, why are we even comparing them? And there you have it, folks. A head-to-head comparison of two of the most devastating weapons mankind has ever created. But what happens after these weapons are used? And more importantly, what are we doing to prevent their use? Now imagine the aftermath of a nuclear or biological attack. It's not a pretty sight. Humanity would face unimaginable suffering, and our environment would bear the brunt of the devastation. Cities would lay in ruin, and the survivors would be left to navigate a world scarred by radiation or plagued by disease. But that's not all. The repercussions would echo for generations to come with long-term health effects and irreparable environmental damage. But there's hope. Around the globe, nations are working tirelessly to control the proliferation of these weapons. Through international treaties and disarmament efforts, we aim to ensure that our world never again witnesses the horrors of mass destruction. So, as we've seen, the stakes are high and the consequences dire. It's up to us to ensure these weapons remain a thing of the past. Well, that's our showdown for today, folks. Bio versus nukes. We've delved into the core of these two formidable weapons of mass destruction, dissecting their mechanics, their historical usage, and their potential for future implications. We've navigated the chilling waters of nuclear warfare and stepped into the shadowy realms of biological threats. Both present a daunting challenge to humanity's survival and peace. But remember, it's not all doom and gloom. Knowledge, as they say, is our most potent weapon. By understanding these threats, we can better equip ourselves to prevent, mitigate, and hopefully one day eradicate them entirely. So, what are your thoughts? Which weapon do you find more menacing? Or perhaps you've got insights on prevention strategies. If you found this video insightful, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing content and join the conversation in the comments below. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay curious, stay informed, and as always, thanks for watching.